Hey friends, it's Missy again. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really excited to be back with a stash video. I started doing this series using older supplies back in 2016, and then I realized it's been a year since I've made one. I got so busy with design team work, I just did not have time to make layouts for fun. And so I finally have some time, and I want to use some of these big chipboard pieces that I have in my stash. I have not used them. I bought this Dear Lizzy Lovely Day and the Amy Tangerine on a Whim collections back when they came out. And you know, when I see these things online, I think they're so pretty and so colorful and so cute. And then when I get them in front of me to actually make a project, I realize I really don't use these big giant chipboard pieces as titles. They're just so big, and I can't ever make them work for me for whatever reason. I see them on other layouts and I think that looks so good, but I can't ever make them work. So I decided to make them work in a way that I will like them. So what I'm going to do, you're probably cringing and thinking, what in the heck am I doing? I'm going to cut some of these up. Now, if you look at these, they're huge. And I picked the ones that I really thought I'm never going to use this on a layout. I'm not paying attention to the colors or anything, because what I wanted to do was use these to create a design on the background, and I'm going to paint over it and do a lot of mixed media work on it. And so basically all it's going to wind up doing is making this really fun, cool texture on the background. And so I'm kind of just piecing these together like a collage. It's random, and it's supposed to look random. And if you like mixed media, you like color, you like texture, then maybe you'll like this, and maybe you will give this a try. So take this into consideration. If you have a lot of embellishments or chipboard or things that have been sitting there and you know you're not going to use them, or you have no idea how to use them, do something like this, because I think this turns out really cool. Now, they're going to be unrecognizable. You're not even going to be able to tell what's on them or what they said or what color they were, because I'm going to completely cover them up. But otherwise, they would just be sitting in my stash, never getting used. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do something and make them work. So I just sort of went for it. I glued them down. I'm going to sort of do a vertical design for now. And that is some Liquitex Basics white acrylic paint and a big brush that I got at Michael's. And I'm just going to go over and start to color everything white to cover it all up. And I'm using paint first instead of gesso, because the paint is thicker and it's going to cover up all the words and the colors a lot quicker and a lot better than the gesso, since they're really bold colors and there's some black and some words, because I don't want any of that to show. So I'm just kind of looking at the spaces. I'm going to add in a couple more pieces here. And the good thing about everything being white is you can just glue it down and color right over it. So I got most of it covered. Now I'm going to go back over it with some white gesso. Now this is going to help when I start to add watercolor and sprays and water on top of it. And it's also going to add an extra layer of really cool texture, and you'll be able to see that later. But now what the gesso is also going to do is it's going to allow the water to actually hold, or the color to stay on the chipboard. With the acrylic paint, it dries kind of slick and shiny, and so the paint wouldn't stick as well, and it wouldn't, it kind of pulls up and lightens up a little bit, if that makes any sense. But the gesso is going to allow it to really blend and smudge, and you're going to see the texture a lot better. And I just think it works. It's going to thicken up the paper, and it's going to allow me to just take this bottle of water here and just squirt right on top of it and let this color kind of run in between all of these chipboard pieces. And this little watercolor palette that I'm using, I got it from Michael's. It's the Jane Davenport. I don't know if there were more than one or not, but you can see the colors. They're very bright and tropical. And I'm just kind of going for it. I don't even know what picture I'm going to use yet. I don't even know what embellishments I'm going to use. I just felt like making a messy, cool, artsy background, and I am loving how this is looking already. It's totally random, but I love how the color is, you know, running in between each of the pieces. I'm just spraying down. Oh, that's some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine. And then just adding some water and letting it drip and run and blend together. No rhyme or reason here. I'm just using my favorite colors because this is not for a design team assignment. This is just for me, and I wanted to have some fun, and it felt so good to just splotch some color down and add some water and make a mess. And if you like mixed media, then you know exactly how that feels because it's just very freeing. I don't know. It's just something I really enjoy doing, and I really love how this turned out. I really want to do this again with more chipboard that I've been hoarding that I don't even know why because, yeah, clearly I haven't used it yet. So here we go. We're using it. So you can see what this is going to look like. I love how this looks. You can see that it's very thick. And the background paper that I'm using is watercolor paper. So it's extra thick. And what's even more exciting is I'm going to pull out a pool picture. I feel like it has been ages since I've scrapped my favorite kind of picture, which is a summertime pool picture. And I'm going to use that one there. It's got lots of blue in it. I think it's going to match really, really well. I love it. So I pulled out some papers from the On a Whim collection. That's Amy Tangerine. Same collection as some of those chipboard pieces. And I'm going to fussy cut out some of these pink flowers. And I know flowers don't have anything to do with being in the pool, but I like the colors and I had the collection out. And, you know, it's one of those things, I'm going to make myself use it. There is something on every paper that I can find a use for somehow, some way. Because if you look at this little 6x6 paper pad, there's some solids, but there's also a lot of very busy patterns. And so I'm just trying to challenge myself to get out of my comfort zone and use something that I feel like is really not my style. And it's kind of one of those things where I thought, why did I buy this? It looks so cute online. And then when I get it, I'm like, why am I struggling? I have so many things where I really struggle to use it because it's so cute. I don't even really know what to do with it. If that makes any sense. Because the papers are adorable and I love the colors, but sometimes I'm just staring at it and I'm thinking, I don't know what to do with this. So I decided to go a little bit more yellowish orange on the background since I cut out that yellowish orange flower. And so I'm pulling in some shimmers here to mix in with those Jane Davenport watercolors. And I love this. Yeah, I think it's really cool. And I know it's totally random. It doesn't really mean anything. Those shapes are just random shapes. But they make the coolest background. And who would have thought that they were some really cute, really big title pieces from sticker sheet. But yeah, so if you don't know what you're going to use something for, don't be afraid to just get crazy like this and cover it up and make it work somehow, some way. So that's where my picture is going to go. I added a couple of solids from the 6x6 paper pad behind there and some tissue paper. And then I'm going to use those flowers as layers. And I'm mixing two different colors of thread here. I've got like a burnt orange and a golden yellow just to kind of match the color that's in the flower there. And I'm going to layer that over there on the left just to bring a pop of that color there. I feel like I've got enough blue going on because I've got the blue in the background and a lot of blue in the picture. So I'm going to do most of the embellishing with the yellow and the pink. I did add some blue thread. It's hard to see here, but it's on the upper right area behind the picture. And I didn't even need to use any foam or anything to pop up the picture. Since I glued it right on top of the chipboard, it's automatically lifted up. Automatically have some dimension there. And then I'm going to make a little flower cluster down at the bottom just to kind of echo the flowers around the picture. And I added a little more thread there because I couldn't really see it. So the good thing about having the 6x6 paper pad is that you get everything that's in the 12x12 papers, but they're just on a smaller scale. So this is perfect for creating a smaller little cluster down here at the bottom because I don't want to use giant flowers for everything. So I've got a little mini flowers going down there. And I'm going to add a touch of blue with a thread because I don't have any blue flowers and I felt like I needed a little pop of blue down in that area. And here comes some more shimmers. This is my favorite blue, Jenny B Blue. I think it's the perfect shade for summertime, for pool pictures. And I just wanted to continue the messiness going on down a little bit around the photo. And then I look around and I realize that I have a big open spot right there in the middle of the chipboard design. And so I decide to kind of go and add some more in there. Excuse me, I have to cough. It's still not gone. Oh, I haven't had to cough for the last hour until I hit record, and then here it comes. It's like my throat is trying to sabotage me. What is up with that? Anyway, so I just glued the hearts down, put a little bit of the white paint on there, and I'm going to let it dry. And in the meantime, I decided that I needed a little more paint. You know me, I have to keep going. Add a little more of the Jane Davenport and the shimmers kind of mixed together underneath the picture. And again, I went with the pink because I feel like I got enough blue. There's plenty of blue in that picture. So I wanted to leave a lot of white space down at the bottom, so I don't want to go too crazy since the top part is heavily mixed media. I felt like I wanted to overlap something on top of the picture just a little bit to kind of break up the blue, and so I fussy cut another flower, and I'm going to use that there. And I don't feel like that's taking away from the picture or covering anything up because there is a lot of blue and a lot of open space, and so I think it's just the right thing to put there, and it's going to add a little bit of depth also. So these are some Amy Tangerine stickers. I believe you can still buy these in scrapbook.com or a cherry on top. They are awesome. They're thin, almost like vellum, clear stickers, and they look kind of sketchy. They have like really faint lines on them, or a design that's kind of like lines, and so when they stick down, they're almost like a soft color. You can see there it's still pink, but it's not like a bright, bold, thicker type of pink, and I love that. These are some Crepe paper Oasis stamps, and this is a gold ink pad, and I'm going to type in, no, I'm not going to type it, I'm going to stamp it. The title's going to be That Summer Feeling, and so I like to mix and match my fonts, so I'm going to stamp the rest of it and then mix and match it with the summer stickers. So here you can see I just have the acrylic paint on those star or hearts, and you can see how the paint kind of just wants to come off. It doesn't want to soak in like it will on the gesso, and so what I'm going to do is let that dry, and then I'm going to coat it with gesso and go back over it with the blue. In the meantime, while that's drying, I'm going to add in some lines and my journaling. And I get a lot of questions about that T-square ruler. I got that at Joann.com, and I think it was only like $3. It was an awesome find, and I use it all the time. So I'm just going to dip my finger in the gesso because, you know, I like to dip my fingers in the gesso and get them all dirty because who cares? And then it's going to dry, and then it's going to be able to soak up the color a little bit better. So I like how that looks. And I like the idea of actually having hearts there since all the other shapes are just kind of random. I think the hearts are cute. Now I went through my summer stash. I found a little tab from an Echo Park collection. And then this is from a, oh goodness, Crepe paper sticker sheet. I couldn't tell you the name of that collection. It's old, but it matched, so I'm going to use Fun. These are some Dear Lizzy stickers, and again, I couldn't tell you what collection they came from, but you probably had them in your stash because they were awesome. I just haven't used them all, and I'm just going to use a couple. The one at the bottom says Good Vibes, Life is a Party, Be Happy. Just cute little tiny phrases just to stick here and there. And I make sure my thread is glued down like I like it, and then I'm going to make sure all those stickers are glued down. Gold, yay. I haven't played with my gold color shine in a week, so I was having withdrawals. Love it. Last thing I'm going to do is add in some sequins. Now the top pack is from my stash, but the bottom two sequin packs are from Spiegel Mom Scraps, which are amazing. And I think that's going to wrap it up. I added the date. There's the finished product. I love how this turned out. It was so fun to just dig into my stash, even though you can't really tell what it was. I like how it turned out. Look at the texture. You can see where I brushed on the gesso. I love that. How cool. I love it. If you love texture, give this a try. Color over your embellishments that you're not going to use, whether they're chipboard or they're stickers. You can get some really, really cool looks from doing that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun to make. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. And hopefully I'm going to try to do some stash layouts as much as I can here in the near future. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.